This is not a travel documentary. This is not a news report. What you are about to watch is a visual essay. The images in this film were not chosen to explain Laos, Vietnam, or Thailand. They serve as the visual landscape for ideas I have been exploring for many years. Therefore, I invite you to watch this film not as a story about these countries, but as a philosophical reflection on humanity, society, power, and civilization. Now, let us begin. If it were possible to summarize the history of humanity in a single sentence, perhaps we would say this: human beings are the only living beings that have turned the world upside down while trying to make life easier. But how did this happen? Was it always like this? No. It became this way after the Industrial Revolution. The bourgeoisie reorganized the world according to its own interests. Human history is not only the history of inventions, it's also the history of the struggle over which class each invention would ultimately serve. Every invention was, in the beginning, developed to serve the interests of the ruling classes and the capitalist class. Check one. Okay. Here. Wow. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thank you. Now, let's go a little further back. The first fire was not lit only to overcome the cold. The first house was not built only to protect people from the rain. The first wheel was not invented only to carry heavy loads. In its struggle against nature, humanity always searched for ways to become less tired, less cold, and to spend less time waiting. But once the state was established, things began to change. A small group brought the vast majority under its domination and exploitation. With the Industrial Revolution, production reorganized not only factories but also time, space, and everyday life. Hello, Samaydi. Okay. How are you? Okay. Samaydi. You're good? Wonderful. After the Industrial Revolution and with modernity, this was called progress. And perhaps from that moment on, people began measuring time rather than living it, planning rather than experiencing the present, and owning more rather than sharing space. What does it mean to progress? When we speak of progress, do we simply mean gaining more comfort? Are you living here? You are staying here? You are from this village? Ah, yes. Wonderful, wonderful. Today, we press a button and the lights come on. We open an app and food arrives at our door. We can travel thousands of kilometers in just a few hours. No generation in human history has ever lived as comfortably as ours. Yet, this comfort is also becoming our killer. We are no longer handing over only our physical labor. We are also handing over our habits of thinking to others. Bye-bye. And still I keep asking the same question. Is comfort really another name for a good life? Perhaps that is why some of us still travel to remote villages. We sit beside quiet rivers. We walk along mountain roads. We wander through old markets.
Somebody.
Oh, hello.
Hello, somebody.
Because deep inside us, there is another need that we cannot fully explain. A need different from comfort. Perhaps we want to rediscover where we truly belong, nature. In a small village, people often know each other by name. In a city, neighbors may live in the same apartment building for years without ever knowing one another. This doesn't mean that villages are better than cities. Cities have also given birth to humanity's greatest ideas, works of art, scientific discoveries, and struggles for freedom. The problem is not cities. The problem is organization. The problem is the exploitation of both people and nature by a handful of capitalists. Because exploitation doesn't target labor alone, it slowly erodes trust, neighbor lines, love, and the will to live together. By today's standards, comfort is humanity's greatest achievement. But achievement and happiness are not the same thing. We live longer. We get tired less often. We feel cold less often. A river flows today just as it did 1,000 years ago. A child, no matter where they are born, learns curiosity in the same way. The wind blows through cities as it does through villages. Nature doesn't know what comfort is. Perhaps that is why we still feel calm whenever we look at it. Perhaps civilization is not simply about living more comfortably. Perhaps civilization begins when a person is still able to make room for others and to share despite having every opportunity not to. Or perhaps civilization is nothing but a complete illusion, and the people you see in this film are far less alienated than we are. They are more collective, more capable of showing compassion toward all living beings. They know how to wait, even when the world moves faster around them. And although they don't live comfortably, they remain far more productive. Perhaps the true measure of civilization is not the amount of comfort we create, but how much we are able to share and how much compassion we are capable of showing. This film is not about Laos. It is not about Vietnam. It's not about Thailand. They are simply the landscapes through which these ideas resonate. That is why this film should be watched without being tied to a particular country or a particular moment in time. In the end, we are still left with a question that we cannot fully answer, but one that we can continue thinking about together. Is comfort really the central foundation of civilization? And if it is, why do only a small number of people in the world actually have access to that comfort?
Thank you, sabay day.